Alright, what the hell's up, everyone? I am back once again with another exciting Hugeman Mini-Plays entry of Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries. And for this entry, I will be doing all three maps as everyone's favorite traitor, or really just another mutated experiment, Jack Krauser. So, I gotta be honest with you, when I first played Mercenaries as Jack, or Krauser, whatever you want to call him, dude, he's so fucking OP. Like, as I'm showcasing right now, like, I'm literally just going around knifing because, like, the dude does not need to be wasting bullets on just one Blaga at a time. Like, it's insane how strong he is. Like, I don't know if it's just because he's built like a fucking tank, or if it's just because the knife that he uses is like hella durable. I don't know what it is, but like just the fact that I can get rid of one Plaga with like a couple slashes is kind of alarming. But since I'm playing as him, it's beneficial. So yeah, I mean this whole run I'm just gonna be fucking duking it out as Jack, most of the time just knifing. And then once I start getting crowded is when I'll start busting out the tiny little SMG and his explosive bow and arrow. Which reminds me, like, how the fuck is it that Leon doesn't pick up that weapon after he defeats him? Or does he pick it up and then and maybe I just forgot to grab it, but I don't know. But I didn't get it after I defeated him in the campaign, so kind of salty about that, but it's whatever. So, you know, over the last couple years, specifically the last couple years, the talk about, you know, cryptocurrency, NFTs, AI art has been the subject of a lot of conversations, like both among us, like ordinary people, and also celebrities that look into it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't stand with any of it. I think cryptocurrency is stupid. I think NFTs are even more stupid. And I think AI art is probably the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, so with crypto, like, people like, I actually know someone that will just publicly talk about, hey, you should invest in Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or whatever fucking cryptos out there. And like, I noticed that when this discussion goes up, like, people are always talking about like, oh shit, the value of Bitcoin or the value of Dogecoin just went up or it just went down. Like, why are you investing in something that you're not guaranteed, like, to get something bigger out of it? Like, I just think that's a waste of time. Like, if you want some more money, go get a fucking job, or I don't know, play a couple rounds at the casino. Like gambling might not be the best method of investing, but I'd rather fucking gamble than just like invest in crypto. Like, I generally just think crypto is stupid. And just from what I've seen, like, whether it's like personal posts about like people having crypto mines in their house or some shit, or just like the idea of like generating a crypto mine. Like, there was this one education article about how you know, crypto mines are pretty much harmful, not just to nature but like to us as well, because I'm pretty sure if you try to generate a crypto mine, that's gonna fucking skyrocket your electricity bill. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I've seen some fucking videos, or I've seen pictures of like people trying to generate a crypto mine in their house, and the fucking thing exploded. One in particular, I saw like a side-by-side comparison of like a crypto mine in someone's house and that thing fucking fried. Every single slot just like exploded. It looked like it looked like a fucking apartment complex caught on fire. And chances are that shit's not gonna get protected with like home insurance. So that's another thing why I think crypto is stupid, because like you need like hella power to generate some shit like that. I don't know how it works, but I don't care to find out, because I'm not gonna raise my electricity bill like that just for some fucking digital coin. Like, I don't need any of that. I got a fucking job. That's all that matters. And yeah, just anything like crypto, anything like pretty much the blockchain. I don't see the fucking point of it. Like, what purpose does a blockchain serve? Like, yay, you spent 50 grand on a fucking picture of a pixelated monkey. That was probably like, you know what? Maybe to this day, it's still like one of my focal points of humor. It's just someone spending more than $1,000 on a fucking picture of a pixelated monkey. And one of my favorite things about that trend is how, like, I wouldn't really call it a resurgence, because it was kind of a first-time thing for crypto bros to like erupt from like the deepest pits of social media and just come around and talk about, hey, how do we get people to stop saving our pictures, or how do we disable like right click save, or how do we disable screenshots on Twitter? When the whole thing about, oh my god, you screenshot my NFT, I'm gonna fucking sue you. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. Like, why would I spend 50 grand on a picture of a pixelated monkey if I can just screenshot yours, or if I can just right click save on yours? Like, yeah, sure, there might be a blockchain that comes with the NFT, but what purpose does it serve? Like, is it gonna lead me to a national treasure? Is it gonna get me out of bankruptcy? Is it gonna pay off my fucking house, my car? Is it gonna help with any of my bills? Because what is the fucking point of a blockchain? I'm genuinely curious. If someone can please like tell me what good a blockchain can serve, please let me know in the comments. But and personally, I just generally think it's really stupid, and I will continue to share that stance, because, like I said, I'm not into that shit. I'm like, you want a pixelated monkey? Go ahead. If I want a pixelated monkey, I'll just get a regular ass picture of a monkey, and just go on PixArt and put a pixelated filter over it, and boom, I got an NFT. Feel free to screenshot. The picture goes hard. And I think one of the most heartbreaking things about this whole trend, for me personally, is seeing people that you took creative inspiration from, people that you looked up to when you were growing up, or even to this day. You see people like partake in that shit, and you think, wow, I feel betrayed. Like, my prime example, but when it comes to anything like blockchain, AI related, my prime example is Mike Shinoda. I fucking love Mike Shinoda. Even outside of Linkin Park, I think the dude's cool as hell. Like, even after Chester had passed, I still followed him because, well, I mean, I was gonna follow him regardless, because I mean, Linkin Park is his golden child. But after Chester passed, he went and made a solo album. He did it under his name rather than Linkin Park or Fort Minor. Before I dove into that, what really annoyed me when he did the solo album was that people expected him to still use the Fort Minor moniker, even though he had previously stated, or at least insinuated at some point, that, you know, Fort Minor is not his solo stage name. Fort Minor is the name of the name of Fort Minor is what holds relevance to the album, because like that name is associated with the lyrical content. So, and like what he's saying about what he wrote about in Post Traumatic was not related to what he went through in, or what he was discussing in can't believe I forgot the album's name. It's like the Riptide or something like that. No, the Rising Tide. That's what it was. Yeah, the Rising Tide. Most of what the Rising Tide was about, it went into him growing up as an Asian American, because you know he's half Japanese, and that's basically one way to encapsulate the lyrical focus of the Rising Tide. But he didn't sing about any of that. He didn't write about any of that in Post Traumatic, so it would have felt very off for him to use Fort Minor for Post Traumatic. So that's my thing. It really gets on my nerves when people say he should have just stuck to Fort Minor, because it doesn't overlap. It doesn't. The dots are not connected, and it would have just felt like a cash grab. And he didn't want a cash grab. He wanted to come straight forward and tell people how he felt, what he was going through in the days of Chester's passing. So yeah, I kept up with Mike pretty much the entirety of Linkin Park's run. Not to say that they're not doing anything now, or they won't do anything in the future, because I mean, that's his child. That's his golden child. He can do what he wants with it. I'm gonna respect him either way on that aspect. The one thing I don't have respect for him for is his investment, or like his interest in NFTs and eventually AI art, which I'll get into AI art later. He started doing NFTs, he started encouraging it, and dear God, anytime he spoke about NFTs, or anytime he tried to encourage his fans to get into NFTs, the poor guy was getting bodied, dragged all over social media. Because, number one, like I told you before, NFTs are stupid, even more stupid than crypto. Number two, like, he constantly went on about how, like, I genuinely remember when he took notice of fans raising their concern for his investments in NFTs and whatnot, and his response was, I was an artist, a graphic artist. I'm assuming this is what he's implying, saying that he was an artist before he was a musician. And I'm like, dude, that's great. I'm glad you have an visual artist background, but out of all the fucking things you can invest in, why NFTs? Like, that's so stupid. And there was at one point in this whole discourse where he tried to justify NFTs by pretty much saying, what if, just picture it as a video game skin that you can apply to like every video game that you play. Like, I personally think that's stupid. Like, that is a really dumb comparison. Not to justify NFTs, because like I said, I think they're stupid. But another way he could have put it are those, PlayStation, Xbox avatars that you can use for your online accounts. Like, you could have literally just made that comparison, and we probably could have bought it. But no, he instead had to make a much dumber comparison, which I think is so beyond him. Like, I genuinely think, as far as outside of music, he's gone off the rails, and that breaks my heart, because I love Mike Shinoda's music. I love all that he's done for Linkin Park. But as far as like NFTs, AI art, I can't condone it. I get disgusted by the thought of it. And I think one of the funniest responses to that comparison was somebody quoted him on Twitter. Somebody quoted him and attached that fucking video. Oh my god. If you know what I'm talking about, it's this fucking video. The map is the Super Mario 64 castle entrance, right? And You're playing as Doom guy. And the boss is a fucking Dark Souls enemy. And you're just shooting at him with a double barrel. I'm sorry, but that is a goated fucking response to someone who's trying to justify NFTs. I didn't discover this until like a year or so after he made the whole NFT move. When he tried to, you know, get everyone on board with it. And to this day, he still tries to do NFTs. Like, the whole cigarettes thing, like, I don't care about any of that, bro. Just make another solo album that's not affiliated with this shit. Because, not to tell him what to do, but he's just, you know, putting commissioned artists aside for really stupid experimentation. And that's another thing I want to get into when I discuss AI art. But I fucking love it when celebrities get into NFTs, and like the biggest and funniest thing to come out of it is the fans just absolutely bodying them. Like, he's not the only one that's done it. I know Matt Sanders or M Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold. That dude's a fucking crypto bro. Sean Cran from Slipknot, the only founding member left. He purchased an NFT at one point. I don't know if he has discarded it since. Yeah, a lot of celebrities, musicians have looked into NFTs. Eminem, Eric Andre. Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know if that Eric Andre one is real. I kind of hope it's not, but you know, celebrities these days. Oh yeah, Brie Larson also invested in NFTs, which I guess people that already hate her have a reason to, have another reason to, or people that didn't hate her now have something to judge her about. Which that's besides the point. But just when celebrities invest in shit like this, it makes me think: do they just not care about, you know, nature? Do they not care about the world around them and making it easier just for a cool fucking picture that you could have commissioned someone who literally lives off commissions to do that for you? But I think it's stupid. Like, I would never invest in something like that. So miss me with that bullshit. And another thing, so AI art. I don't quite get what people see in AI art, whether it's just full-on artificial intelligence generated, or just AI tools. Like, I don't stand for either of them. Like, I think AI art is fucking ugly. Now, I've seen people use like AI generators. What was that one? Midjourney. I think Midjourney was like one of the earliest ones that I discovered. Like, I see people use Midjourney and shit and like just any of those generators for like shit posting and whatnot, and I think, okay, I still think it sucks, but I'm not gonna shame people that do it for like just for like shits and giggles. But then I see people like use it for like their selfies, or I see people use AI generators for like their selfies or pictures that they've taken, or like, you know, just anything, putting anything through a generator and calling it art. And I look at it and I think, wow, this fucking sucks. Like, there was one generator going around. People were like feeding it like $5 to like just put it through a fucking filter, and they were like, oh my god, these turned out so cute. And I'm like, oh my god, no they didn't. These are fucking ugly. Delete them. I actually came out of this whole ruckus with a thread that somebody was writing about like how pretty much if you invest in these generators, you're kind of shadowing commissioned artists, which I agree with, and I still do, even if a lot of my friends didn't agree with it. And people were like, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from, but I can't shove out like $200 to like get an artist who lives off their commissions to draw me in a really in a really cool, much better way. And I'm like, then save up your fucking money. Damn, this shit ain't hard. You want a machine to make you look subpar instead of, you know, somebody that does this shit for a living to make you look even better? Like, I will never work with AI. I will never use anything AI to as far as like any of my advancements go on YouTube. You'll never catch me doing that shit. I think it's fucking ugly. I think it sucks, and I think it deserves to die out. I think it deserves to just fade into obscurity. I still feel that way. I felt that way back then, and I still feel that way now. Like, I would rather commission people, which I have done before, than just put my shit through a generator. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. And speaking of people that I've commissioned, shout out to Elena Bell, who has done my burial intro, and shout out to Lady Redhaired, who commissioned the avatar that you see in my Hugeman Mini-Plays logo. Shout out to them, because they are the fucking MVPs. I would absolutely work with them again if I needed something updated. The only problem is that I'm broke for the most part, and I can't shove it out for the time being. So I get it with some people that like don't want to commission, don't want to like show, like just scrape together a couple coins that they have left, because I get it, you know, you have to be responsible with your money, but how is it any more responsible to use a fucking AI generator? Answer me that. Like, yay, cool, filters. You know what? I can just go on PixArt and find some similar filters to make myself look cooler, and guess what? I'm not giving PixArt my money. Because there are some filters that you don't need PixArt Gold for, or whatever the fucking paid version of PixArt is. Cause I think it is PixArt Gold, but I can just put a fucking PixArt filter on one of my pictures and call it a day. But you know what? I don't. Because I don't think they're cool. I think they're stupid, and I think they're hideous. And if you if you pay a machine to just put a somewhat decent subpar filter on you, I'm sorry, but you need to log off for the day. You need to go touch some grass. And before you tell me to go touch some grass, guess what? I do, because I walk my roommate's dogs, and that ain't the only time I go and touch grass. So get off me. Sorry, water break. I'm sure you've heard that sound in some of my end of the year vlogs, which is cool, but I don't see the hype for crypto, NFTs, AI. I don't see the hype for any of it, and that's another thing about AI art. Like, you remember when I was talking about how Mike Shinoda was investing in NFTs? He does the same fucking thing with AI. Like, so you know Meteor's 20th anniversary has just passed, right? The 20th anniversary edition of Meteor just dropped. When Lost came out, the music video for Lost was enhanced, or quote unquote enhanced, with I think it was Kyber AI, which is a which they call themselves a creative program, but there was nothing creative about AI. And the visual, I watched the music video for it, and don't get me wrong, Lost is a great song. All of the unreleased tracks that they used, all the unreleased tracks that they released for Meteor 20, they're really good. They're great. But the fact that Mike pretty much said, "Hey, let's use AI generated visualizers for these," I wanted to fucking shoot myself. 'Cause why would you do that to Chester's Legacy? Like, WB can give you a fucking budget. Just hire some fucking animators. And you know, I understand that, you know, if he had gone that route, it probably would have seemed like a cash grab. But I mean, I can't believe I'm about to make this comparison. I'd rather come off as a cash grab than incredibly lazy about my best friend's legacy. Like, I think that's stupid. I think that's pointless, even. And like, people in the art community were kind of tearing that video apart. Like, the song's great, you know, it deserved the chart positions it got, but that visualizer that accompanied the song on YouTube or wherever you watch music videos at was gross. Like, people were even pointing out, like, dude, you can see the character, the AI generated character has like 6 fucking fingers, and yeah, it's ugly, it's hideous. Like, why couldn't you just hire an animator? Why did you have to just start investing in AI? Like, personally, I think it goes against everything Mike Shinoda stood for as a visual artist prior to music. I think it's stupid, and I think, honestly, I'm not sure what else to think, because the thought just infuriates me. Like, ugh. And in a year from now, if you know me personally and I still stand by these ideas, then great. You know, this has aged pretty well. Because last year I thought crypto was stupid. The year before I thought crypto was stupid. Here I am 2 years later, a year later, nothing's changed. Because I'm not desperate for a dumb digital investment or whatever it is you consider crypto. I damn sure don't want a fucking pixelated monkey. I don't care about it. I do not care about fucking NFTs. I'll go to the fucking zoo and take a picture of a monkey. and slap a pixelated filter on it on PixArt. And I'm gonna say, hey, this picture goes hard. Feel free to screenshot. That's probably one of my favorite trends with NFTs, is that this picture goes hard. You may not screenshot $1,500. And people screenshot the fucking picture anyway, even though it's a joke. But yeah, that was like the center of my humor at one point, and I still think it's hilarious. But these 3 subjects, something that I've always wanted to like vent about vocally. I guess I've taken the opportunity to do that, which is great, because I mean, I talk to my friends about subjects like these all the time, and like 99.9% of the time they agree. I think it's stupid. I do not care about AI tools. I do not care about like a full-on generated AI. Do not put me on that shit, because I'm not gonna fucking use it. If I want something animated, if I want a new intro, if I need a new avatar for my channels, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna commission an artist. I'll fucking hit up Elena Bell or Lady Redhaired and tell them, hey, I need a new intro, I need new avatars. And of course I'm going to pay them up front, because that's what they live off of. And that's probably my biggest quarrel about AI art, is that it overshadows commission-based artists. It leaves them in the shadows. It overlooks the talents that they're capable of. And of course I would stand for this, because I mean, why else would I make minimal effort sketch? Even if it's just for fun, even if it's just for, you know, to improve on my time-lapse editing. That's great. But I'm still creating art. I'm still making art, and it would be stupid of me not to like support other artists who are in similar endeavors. I don't profit off of minimal effort sketch, but some of these artists that these 2 artists that I've mentioned, they profit off of it. That's what puts food on their table. And I'm not gonna go to a fucking machine and get something done, get something generated, because machine doesn't have food to put on the table. A real person, a real artist does. And the idea of giving that satisfaction of having something created to a machine rather than somebody who does that for a living, somebody who profits off of it, somebody who somebody who does it for a living, that puts food on their table. I'd much rather go that route, as one should, because the idea of giving it to a machine is kind of disrespectful. So, oh, and another thing. Speaking of artists, like, if you know any, like, animators, if you know any digital artists that are always accepting commissions or have commissions open for literally anything, please, like, comment their names in the comments. Let's get a whole fucking thread started of, like, artists we should support and whatnot, because, you know, as a fellow artist myself, I think it's important that we support each other, even if it's not the same field, even if it's not the same purpose, same skill level, etc., etc. Like, I waited maybe, when was it? I think it was in May, when Marcos from State of the Scene had given me Lady Redhead's information, because I wanted to get avatars done for my gaming channel, and the avatars that she did for State of the Scene were fucking incredible. They were like one of my favorites. So I went to her. I got them commissioned like in May. Yeah, it was at the end of May. I think at the end of June was when I got the finished products, and she talked me through the whole phase, talking through the whole thing. So it was great. It was incredible. I highly recommend working with Lady Redhaired if you need, like, logos, avatars, things like that done, because I would do it again. And once I get the money, once I can properly save up to do something like that again in the future, I'm definitely gonna do it. But not anytime soon, because I like my curve lines a little too much. And the coolest part is that she made one for Josh too. So and that's it for my Mercenaries intro. That's it for my Mercenaries entry. Don't forget to subscribe, because I got one more on the way.